I gotta say, frustrating game. Hell of a performance. GG's.
What can I say? When you're America's team, you gotta perform.
I get you, man. America's team?
Yeah, America's team. It's us.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
America loves a plucky underdog with fun traditions, and no one has any reason to hate us.
You're the higher seed. Your own players look like they're sick of the storm surge. And the Tony D'Angelo signing eliminated any goodwill you think you've built up. If anyone's America's team, it's us, the Boston Bruins.
You cannot actually believe that you'd be America's team.
No. Think about it. What is one thing Americans love more than anything else?
Fatty foods?
Okay, well, yes, but second most, they love an enemy. They like somebody who they can hate. And no one, and I mean no one, creates hate like this guy.
That is actually a really good point.
Exactly. Now go yourself. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is not a dub. You thought the energy was gonna be low? You thought we were gonna be down, dejected, disappointed, destitute. I got no more D words. Guys, it's not that big of a deal. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. It really sucks. But the crazy thing about 7-game series, and mathematically, I've worked on this for hours. Mathematically, a 7-game series doesn't end until one team has 4 wins. At least 4 wins. Couldn't find any examples of 5 wins, but they might be out there. It's not over. It's not over. We are struggling to win away games at PNC Arena. Place is loud. The sirens fake. That was a fun little moment tonight. Sirens started before we started cranking. There is a lot of speculation about them pushing in fan noise. I'm going to not believe it because I've been to that arena a couple times, and that place gets bumping, man. It feels really tight. It feels small, but it isn't, and it's loud. Dude, it's loud. Yes, we're going to talk about the refereeing a little bit. I'm going to point out the bad calls. There's even a bad Canes call in there too, so I'm being fair. Look, here's the deal. If you're here because you want to vent about the refs, put it below, man. Just chuck it down there. But you're just not going to get it here. Am I annoyed and frustrated? And you'll see on my Twitter, I was complaining about some stuff like everybody else. Yeah, man. 100%. But we lost that game. Make no mistake. We did lose that game. Now, could it have been closer? Could we given ourselves more of a chance? Sure. Did some of the refs' decisions not make a lot of sense and really boned us in the moment, killing momentum, or, just shifting momentum to them? Absolutely. Welcome to hockey, man. It's frustrating. The refereeing was bad. I don't think there's a lot of Canes fans that are going to argue that there weren't a couple calls that really went their way in this one. That's what happens. That happens sometimes. You gotta live with it, and your team has to rise above it. We allowed 2 power play goals, sort of. We allowed 2 power play goals. That's a bad penalty kill night. We took a few very bad penalties that were absolutely penalties that we took, and they were bad, killing momentum. We didn't capitalize on any power play chances. We didn't get the bounces. Ranta stood on his head any chance he needed to. We lost the game. We lost it. But that's game 5. And we still have, potentially, 2 more to go. We're going to talk about some nice stuff too, but the game's a little frustrating. We're going to dive into it. Swayman's going to get the start versus Ranta. Nothing surprising there. Martinook is still out for them. Lindholm's still out for us. McAvoy, who must have had a false positive or something, is back. He is playing. He flew in on a private jet to Raleigh. He jumps in. Brown's out. We'll give you the whole lineup right here. Yeah, easy peasy. Not a lot of changes. There'll be a lot of changes during the actual game because I'm going to be honest. I think we panicked, but we'll get there. We lost. We lost in the lucky jersey. And I have to ask this early in the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. I have to ask this early in the video because not everyone makes it all the way to the end. These videos are long. I get it. Do I change it up? Or do we stick with the lucky jersey? Something we have not done all season. Look, I'm going to ask you guys. And if your answer is your answer and I try it and the vibe's off, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a man of my convictions. So I'm just trying to check some advice on this. So just let me know. Couple house cleaning things. Montreal gets the option to draft Shane Wright #1 overall. Good for them. Hate to see it as a Bruins fan. That's it. That's all it is. At least it's not the Connor Bernard year, right? Bedard, whatever his name is. At least there's that. Although they might be bad enough to be in the running for that one too. Also, my mother called me today and told me I had to mention that it's Brad Marchand's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, B-Rad, the Rat King, the little ball of hate. Happy birthday, buddy. From the low qual fam to you. Yep, my mother called me insisting that I mention that. She also wants to know, Marchand, if you're watching, probably not, but it'd be kind of cool if you were. How many times have you broken your schnoz? She's curious because, let's be honest, you got a honker there, bud, and she's really curious how you play a sport like this and haven't broken it like 19 times. So if anyone has that information for me, I would really appreciate it. She's really curious. Man, I don't even really want to talk about the game. I just want to keep telling you guys that, like, yes, I feel bad. I feel bad in here that we lost. I'm annoyed. I'm angry. But I'm really, like, I believe in this team. I thought this was going to be a 6 or 7 gamer anyway. Let's just fingers crossed it's a 7 gamer. And for all the people, this is one thing that I'm not going to answer down below. I've been kind of bad about answering people in general. It's been a little tough lately. But if you say, who cares about Game 6? We can't win in Game 7. Let's just worry about that after Game 6. Let's do that. Let's win at home, take care of business there. Then we can worry about Game 7. But let's just be, you know what? Let's watch our boys. Let's watch our boys. Let's believe. Puck drops. In 5 games in a row now, Canes draw first blood. And it's such a bummer because the first couple minutes of this game, we really were a good team. And something that did not last, the Bergeron line was getting chances past the stall line. That did not last. Second line gets hemmed in, though. Aho line went against the Howler line. Again, these are going to shift so much. Our lines get scrambled. Complete blender midway through this game. But the Aho line matching up against the Howler line, they are getting hemmed into the zone. And Slavin, about 6 minutes in, after about 40 seconds in our zone, fires a wrister from the low right circle, right? Puck's been cycled. They've retrieved the puck, failed clearances, all the good snaz. Shoots from the bottom of the right circle. And Swayman gets a huge piece. Squeaks through him, though, and gets in. 6 minutes in. And for the first 5 minutes, we were the better team. This is where you start with the whole, well, the refs aren't really to blame for this game. Again, could have been closer. But Swayman let in a softie to start this game. That's a real tough way to begin it. And then Marchand, directly after, alone in front of Ranta, all alone. A very rare complete breakdown by the Canes, all alone with time. And he's on his backhand, so it's a little tricky, but with some nice nifty moves, he gets Ranta down, goes to the side, flicks it, and Ranta still gets there with the glove. That is a panic moment. I'm not panicking, but in that moment, I went, oh, fuck, it's going to be one of those no-bounce games. One of those we just can't find the back of the net for our life. To be fair, it wasn't. We really didn't challenge it that much. We really didn't. God, we got crushed, guys. Oh, man. You got to just laugh at it sometimes. You got to laugh at it because this season ain't over. It ain't over! 11:30 left in the first period. Grizzlies going to go for hooking. It's absolutely a hooking call. It's, yeah, I mean, you could argue that it's a little on the soft side, right? He went down pretty easy. That's going to get called 100 out of 100 times, though. It's a dumb, lazy play that has no purpose even happening. And, of course, we kill it because it's a penalty we deserved. So we kill it. And then, the first bullshit moment. It's about 8:39 left. And Forbort and I believe it's Domi go at it after a scrum in front of Swayman. Domi is throwing rights with the glove on. Forbort shoving him back. And they're kind of like doing the arm wrappy thing on each other. They take Forbort. They don't take Domi. I do not know why this keeps happening at that arena. I don't know if the refs are just... Look, the refs might be soft this year. And I know it's guys that have done this for a long time, but it really feels like they're catering towards home ice heavily on some of these scrums. But they take Forbort, which was bizarre. It was bizarre that they only took Forbort. But we have to kill a penalty here. We're down by a goal. You just can't allow it. And it's Tony DeAngelo. High slot. Looks like it takes a deflection, but they cycle the puck. They're in our zone for about a minute straight. We can't get a stick on it. We don't really even have a chance to clear it. Tony DeAngelo, high slot, fires a hammer. Just down Main Street. Looks like it does take a little deflection. Gets by a Swayman. It's 2-0. We've got about, 7 minutes left in the period? Down 2 goals? Shake it off. There is still 43 minutes left in this game. It ain't over. And then Foligno. Look, Foligno was not the worst player on this ice tonight. He just wasn't. He wasn't. But if that man is on the ice in a deciding game in which we are eliminated from the playoffs, I'm going to be upset about it. If he starts game 6 and we lose, I will honestly look to the coaching staff and wonder why he played every fucking game. He hasn't been the worst. He has not been the worst guy on the ice. Not today, at least. But man, is he a complete non-factor offensively. This wasn't even his worst game. You could say this was one of his better games. But I'm kind of sick of pointing out Foligno and being like, well, he was better today. The guy's a disaster right now. Defensively, great. Offensively, complete disaster. Which, I guess is a fourth liner isn't the end of the world. Anyway, 4:30 left. And Foligno is on the corner, like on the post to the left of Ranta, right below that right circle, right? While he's there, DeBrusk is flying into the slot. He's uncovered. Ranta doesn't see him. Apparently, Foligno doesn't either. Because a pass comes from the deep corner. I can't remember who made the pass. And Foligno intercepts it. It was clearly labeled for DeBrusk. Now, of course, he didn't see him, so you can't be like, oh, you stole the pass. But he has no chance at a shot here. He just shoves it into Ranta, who's right in front of him. And DeBrusk was wide open with an open net. And I know it's so unfair to get mad at Foligno about this, but I was so inconsolably angry. I hate the contract. I liked the signing. I was wrong. Please get rid of him. Please, for the love of God. Second period starts. I don't know if Nosek even plays in this period. And I cannot possibly tell you all the switches that happened in the lines because I couldn't keep track. Lazar, early in the second, is centering the second line. Howla's on the coil line for half a shift, and then he gets split off. Pasta, for most of the second period, is double shifting between the first and the second line. Fourth line is being used as sparingly as often. I mean, we panicked. The coaching staff straight up panicked. Blender on the lines, and no one had any chemistry through the second period at all. That was a failed coaching period. I will not change my opinion on that unless you bring me very, very, very good points. It was a failed panic move. You have the guys that you know have chemistry with each other. It's not working. I get it. But you cannot simply blend all of the lines, double shift your best goal scorer, and then fucking hope. Because it turned into a mess. 3 minutes in, Grizz goes for high sticking. That's another bad Grizz penalty. We kill it again. Because we deserve the penalty is why we killed it. Huge Swayman save. Really gets the job done. 8 minutes left. Kokanyemi, high sticking. Power play. Ranta makes the one big save that he needs to on this power play. Penalty kill for him. Pasta with a blast. Pasta still shoots it basically in the middle of the net though, so way to challenge him, boys. 14 seconds left of this unimpressive power play. And the puck gets behind McAvoy. And he goes and gives Aho a shove. Gets off lane from the puck. Gives Aho a shove to kind of trip him up a little bit to make sure that he doesn't get the puck first. They call it. fucking soft. But you want to call interference in that? Okay. I get it. At least I get it. It's soft, but I get it. 20 seconds later, Slavin, puck gets behind him, and Lazar goes to get around him for a shorthanded bid, and Slavin puts him into the fucking benches. No call. This was the worst refereeing moment to me in the game. And if you've watched this channel for a while, I've said it 1,000 times. Blaming the refs is boring. It's boring. It's not fun. You sound like a crybaby. It's stupid. It is not enjoyable in sports to just blame the ref. Every team feels like they get slighted every single game. Every single game. Your mind tricks you. You're biased. All of us are. That right there was some fucking bullshit. That was unbelievable. He did the exact same thing McAvoy did, but harder, and it was a no call. And of course, they score on it. Technically, I think it had just expired. Just expired. It's a lucky bounce. We didn't get a lot of bounces this game. Carlo goes for a clear after a big Swayman save. Swayman's down. The clear somehow bounces off DeBrusque, who's directly in front of Carlo, because Carlo just smacked it right into him. Loops up high, Steph Curry, baby, and lands behind Swayman in the net. 3-0. Bummer. It's a bummer. And it's bullshit that we are even in the penalty kill in this situation. Did that lose us the game? No. Because we were awful 5-on-5. Swayman let in the softie earlier. To this point, we don't have a goal. That didn't lose us the game. But it made it that much more difficult to win. And now I'm not so much of a fool that I don't notice momentum. It crushes momentum. It's hard to come back from that stuff. So yes, the refereeing affected the game. It's not the reason we lost. That moment, way more so than the Forbort moment earlier where he gets pulled, even though Domi was right there hitting him. That moment was atrocious to me. That was blatantly, oh no, I know we just called it on him, but like, no, that's the home crowd, man. That's just, you're a coward if you're not calling that. That's some crap. As expected in the third period, a pretty weak slashing call that Marchand draws. It looks like the refs are going to try to make up for some of the bad calls, right? You see how they do that. They try to even it out at times. It's a pretty weak call. 30 seconds in. Going to go to the power play. 30 seconds left of the uninspiring power play once again. Hall is going to go for high sticking. So 4v4 for 36 seconds. Then we're going to go to the penalty kill. 20 seconds left of that penalty kill. I mean, this was a deserved penalty. So this was actually the second power play goal they had. The other one, the third goal of the game, technically wasn't a power play goal. It just happened right at the end of it. It's a shot from the high slot. Again, 20 seconds left of the penalty kill. Shot from the high slot. Again, a good bounce for them. Swayman doesn't find it. Gets beneath him. He closes up, but it squeaks through. And Seth Jarvis is there. Hasn't been cleared out from the front of the net. Taps it in behind Swayman. It's 4-0. It's ball game, right? Ball game. There is a couple moments that are kind of fun. Howla sets up a great pass to Clifton. Cross the blue line. He's going full speed. Gets behind the defense. Literally just runs up to Ranta. Like, this was an old deck hockey move of mine, right? You know, like shoes. You're not really skating. But one of my favorite things to do, because I was faster than some kids. Yeah, I know I'm athletic. Is just chip the puck high. Puck, it was a ball. You chip it high. You run past the defense because they're fucking flat-footed. You go all the way in on the goalie and just shoot it as hard as you can. No aiming. Just fucking throw it at him. And it just squeaks through. And ha-ha! So that's basically what Clifton does. It's 4-1, so we don't get shut out. 8:24 left. We are going to get a chance. Tony D is going to go for holding. That is an awful call. That is absolutely... I don't know what the refs are doing here. It's a phantom holding call. Lazar basically just falls over. I think it was Lazar. That's not holding all day. But anyway, so we are going to have no dice on that one. Trocheck gets the empty netter with about 3.5 minutes left to go because we're down 3 goals, so we pulled him early. 5-1 final. 5-1 final. Guys, believe that we can win Game 6. And then believe that we can win Game 7. It hurts, it stings, it's difficult. It is fucking difficult. And I get that. You don't want the season to end. No one does. But being on the brink of elimination happens. It happens to championship teams, Game 7s. I mean, everyone likes to bring up 2011. And no, this season has not been like 2011. We've tried to have comparables throughout a lot of it. Just really hasn't been. But losing every away game, winning every home game, there was a series like that, wasn't there? Vancouver. Just believe. It's not over. It's not over until you lose the final game. Until you lost 4 games in a series. I feel like we're where we're supposed to be. A hard-fought series. Win at home. See what you can do on the road. Good bounce. You never know. But game notes. I like Grzelcyk. I do. I'm a Grzelcyk supporter. A Grzelcyk defender, even. He's been atrocious this series. I think it's a large part about how that team is fast enough to pick him up, and everyone's bigger than him, so they're just throwing him around. But defensively, he's awful. He doesn't have the confidence for the outlet passes, and he's just getting caved. I don't sit him if Lindholm's ready. I still think I sit Riley, but that is a much harder decision than I thought it would be. I'll tell you that much. I think Grizz works well with Carlo. I still go with that and have a Lindholm-McAvoy pairing. That's what I would do. I mentioned the benching Foligno in Game 6. I can't watch the season go down the tube with that man on the ice. I can't do it. I know I've been his biggest hater this season. I like the guy a lot. I want to support him. But he just does so much after you cross that freaking the half ice line, center ice line. God, words. He just does so much, it disappoints me constantly. He just bums me out, man. Stall line kicked the shit out of us again. Fuck, man. I don't even know what to do about that. And then Nosek was benched for large portions of this game. I pointed that out. I have no idea what these lines are about to be. Freddie's probably back in. I'd be very surprised if Freddie's not back in. If Nosek's in, I will be surprised. There's going to be a change on defense somewhere, whether that's Grizz or Riley. But I mean, it probably deserves to be Grizz, but I don't know if I do it. And then the biggest question is, do you go back to Ullmark? I think the answer to that is no. I think you stick with Swayman. Just ride or die at this point, right? He's been really good at home. Swayman's got your home start. And the season's on the line, man. Everyone needs to have a good game. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. We're not blaming refs. Look, this has not been the most atrocious called series we've ever had, as far as one-sidedness goes. It does feel like they've leaned towards the home crowd each time, and it feels like they will whistle so much and then all of a sudden be like, no, that's legal. I get that. But there are series that I remember in somewhat recent memory that were one-sided the whole way through. I mean, the entire way through. Every fucking call against us, right? And those are the ones you remember, not the ones that you had all the officiating. So, I mean, this hasn't even been the worst officiated series of all time. It's been bad. But you got to beat the refs too sometimes. You just do. And the Canes are saying the same thing in their locker room. It's like, look, we might have to beat the refs in Game 6. These guys have been fucking awful. We don't know what we're going to get. We have to be good on special teams and better at 5-on-5 and stop the leaky ones. Goaltending's been a problem. I know it's just been 1 or 2, but that 1 or 2 goals makes a difference, especially when it's the first one in the game. And Swayman allowed 2 bad ones in Game 3, in my opinion. But I still go with Swayman. I feel fine. I don't, but like I do. We're going to make this happen. Let's just see what we get out of Thursday's game. You got to believe. Believe in something. Believe in the boys. Go Bees!